Alright, Esper. Yeah, basically. Jake was sick Thursday, Friday last week. Christy and Declan were sick over the weekend, and then I'm at the tail end of the plague rotation. Is chat not showing up on stream? Doesn't look like it. Alright, there we go. Good catch. Yeah, I'm not feeling well, so I wasn't sure if I was going to stream it all today, but MTGO is like actual work, so I was going to take the day off, but I was like sitting upstairs with nothing to do, and I was just like, I feel like playing some Arena, so I figured if I was going to play Arena, I might as well stream, but... Alright, so Esper Bolas, kind of a Esper control deck with some Nicol Bolas got Dragon splashed in. We've got 6 red dual lands and then 3 Interplanar Beacons to make that splash possible. One of the things we did have to give up in order to add some red sources to mana base is we don't have enough white sources to consistently cast Kaya's Wrath, so I do have Ritual of Soot as our sweeper as opposed to Kaya's Wrath like normal control gets to play. Hey, Vengeance, thanks for the 8 months. I appreciate that. Welcome. Prime subs do not come with deck Q bumps, unfortunately. I would just drown in point inflation, unfortunately, if I did that. Well, I mean, I have all my colors, right? Let me up. Perfect. Just what we wanted for Christmas. Hey, what's going on, Acre? It's 11 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Well, that's rude. Narset's not a bad draw. So, Teferi is going to kind of spend himself out anyways. I think I'm just going to take Teferi here rather than the Contempt. Howdy, Myth. I'm ditching Ugin at this point. I'm gonna bin that. I think I'm just gonna play Teferi and bounce this turn most likely. What's this? 5 cards in the bin. Moment's not a bad rip here. Moment lets me Thought Erasure plus kill the elf. Bin the Mortify to the Davriel next turn. Woof, yeah, their hand's pretty bad, huh? I guess I'm technically missing a third black. I'll leave that there. This puts card 6 in my bin. This puts card 7. This will put card 8. In Legacy, I'm working on Narset plus Click Draw Step plus Krakus on repeat. Yeah, Narset definitely seems real good in Legacy.
Let's tidy up.
Good, clean 3-for-1 there. Guess I'll activate this now. They didn't like main deck Duress. I could be sad though. Fair. Morning, coach. Liliana. If the extra Mortify is probably not very good. Trim. They looked like they were just green-black, which probably makes Ritual of Soot worse. Maybe I don't want the Moment of Cravings. It kills elves, but not a whole lot other than that. This seems fine. This exiles like Vivian's and stuff. I don't know what other bits of top end they have, though. I probably have enough between these to kill Planeswalkers. Let's just try this. Extra 6 drop and a Mortify. Morning, Scooty. Does Vivian signal not Citadel combo? Yeah, I would not expect them to be playing Citadel combo based on the start they had. Not really, V-Ball. That's why I decided it's why I popped on late. But I was like, had been laying in bed long enough that I just like wasn't going to fall asleep, back asleep. So it's like, might as well stream for a little bit. Not surprised to see Azcanta go away there. Yeah, everyone else is good, Sunshine. I'm on the final leg of the plague cycle here. Probably just gonna mortify this, that way when I get this Teferi down, he's on a mostly empty board. And soon we're gonna see this come down and start taking cards out of my hand. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to do all 4 of the decks listed or all 5 of the decks listed. We'll see. I'm going to do at least 1 or 2. Thanks, Hostage. Welcome back. Yeah, it's like a giant petri dish, right? I'm just tucking this in.
Sorry I'm late. Let's take it back.
It's the advantage to having killed the other things that they played. Yep.
Warrior Queen Necromancer has a nice ring.
Alright, 1 Nicol Bolas, please. One Ugin, please.
Let's skip to the good part.
Great. This is actually a pretty good draw. 'Cause it lets me bounce this to protect my other Teferi while not letting them draw a card. Just up. Thanks to the 8 months. Welcome back.
Let's try this.
It's a good draw. This is a good example of like Liliana versus Ugin in my mind. Like Ugin would have guaranteed draw them a card there, and Liliana did not, just because of like I bounced their thing.
I dwell in the shadows. Much easier on my skin. I don't think you'll be needing that.
We need to move quickly. I've got time.
Probably just ditching Ritual of Soot to this next turn.
Let me pick your brain for a minute.
Gabrielle's fine against these control decks. It's just like it's basically a 3-for-1, right? The problem is that like they don't have a way to currently take my Teferi off the table, so like while this is gonna take 3 cards away from me, I'm drawing an extra card every turn, so I just like don't really feel the pain too much.
Loneliness can hurt.
Hold that thought. When you understand reality, secrets. That's more like it.
I accept opponent. Seems fine, right? We're on the play. This card impacts the board. Land War Elves. Yep. Huh? Do I want to just Mortify here? I think I want to just Mortify here. The dude rants. Thanks for 11-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. This is definitely going to be a matchup where we feel a little bit bad about not having Kaya's Wrath.
You show remorse, I'll show restraint. I've got it.
Yeah, I think Elder Spell is not unreasonable. I wasn't expecting that card to be very good in the format in general when we first started, but
We will.
the way things are shaped up, it seems more than fine. Your standard content has gotten me to try to move over to Arena from Modern Online. I have no idea how much it would take to get a mana base. I have 10 Mythic Wildcards, but ran out of rares instantly. Yep. Yeah, while you're...
I have practiced keep an open mind.
I think I'm going to take the search here. I'm going to go ahead and kill this Land War Elves. A rookie. One Vraska's Contempt, please.
Meditate and prepare.
I don't really expect them to be able to interact with this card game one, so I'm just going to play the other one out here because I have the mana to, like, help this flip sooner. Obviously, I'll feel bad if they kill this, but I think that's right to do there. I just, like, don't have a lot going on, so, like, getting this to flip ASAP is ideal. So, I think I'm going to Moment of Craving on here just to gain 4, basically. This puts the 6 card in my bin, so unless there's a really good card on top of my deck, we'll flip this over next turn. And I've got 7, 8 mana. This will be a 9th, so I'll be able to flip this and dig for Vraska's Contempt to cast it. Perfect. I'm going to wait till their turn to cast this Vraska's Contempt. Because they have, like, a lightning strike to kill their own thing. I don't want them to, like, get it back on their upkeep and hit us with it. Because they're holding cards, so either they're flooding a little bit as well, or they could have things like removal spells they haven't had a reason to cast yet. Feel like we're pretty solidly ahead at this point. I'm at 18 and have a flip search for Azcanta. I'm excited to rage kind of land physic. There are a lot of land in this deck, to be fair.
In exchange for eternal servitude. I have other plans. I outsmarted you eons ago.
Alright, are we done here? It's garbage time. You don't have to go home, but you can't play here.
Hurry!
It is. It's not definitely not the worst.
A feeble effort.
Wow, that's rude. My poor Bolas.
I won't
Wow,
let you
just
win.
infinite dumber ambushes. Thanks for the tier 3 turkey. I have not responded to deck Q submissions in a little bit. Probably get to that tonight.
No time for a break. Right on schedule. I'll protect you.
Not really, Rhino. If you have multiple planeswalkers in play, you're probably winning most of the time anyway, so it ends up being win more in a lot of situations. Ritual's okay here. That seems fine. I have a hard time defending her. He at least bounces something. Have plenty of top end here for card advantage at the end of the game. You feel like the mana base needs an Urborg. I don't know about need, but it definitely wouldn't. It wouldn't complain about having an Urborg. That's for sure. I mean, to be fair, if you actually read Sperling's article, Corel, he also says that. Night Kite, thanks for the 5-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. This hand's a little bit slow. That's kind of scary. So how do you feel about Bolas in this too cute? Oh, this is almost certainly worse than normal Esper. Need to remember that not everything we play here is for the sake of being competitive. There's a lot of decks that we play for the sake of being interesting. This is definitely asking ourselves if we can, not an asking ourselves if we should type situation.
Trust me. You'll thank me later. No, I am not making this up as I go.
Think we're dead? Yeah, we're pretty dead. Ha, Cranko. That makes me I mean, that's kind of some hot nonsense, Greaseball. Like, on that board, like, I definitely think there's going to be boards where Ritual of Soot is worse than Kaya's Wrath, but, like, saying we need Kaya's Wrath here and we're feeling bad because of Bolas is, like, nonsense on a board that dies to Ritual of Soot. No, I'm still pretty medium. I was just like laying in bed, unable to fall back asleep because I had been sleeping for a while. So I was like, I'm gonna feel like playing some arena. Might as well stream for a little bit. I mean, it felt like the whole point of his article is something that's not unreasonable, which is that both the invites are deviations from what the previous MPL invites had come from, which I think is not an unfair criticism. So all of the previous MPL invites have been based purely on merit, and these last two invites were obviously based on something other than merit, other than results. Alright, looks like we're dead. Just received word that Twitch refunded 20 subs. No, I don't know anything about that, Vortex. I mean, Liliana's a very good card. If you listen to the things I actually say, I talk about how I think people are too high on Lily and not high enough on Ugin. And if you look, there's 2 Ugins in my main deck and there's 1 Liliana in my sideboard. So it's very, very much in line with, like, what I've been talking about. Like, Liliana's a very reasonable card. Like, she's a powerful 6-mana Planeswalker. I just think she's less good than Ugin in a lot of situations, which is why there's 1 copy of Liliana and it's in my sideboard. Yeah, I took a dose of Dayquil before I fired up. Hey, her main horse. Thanks for the prime support. Welcome. A couple of decks for me to try out. My recommendation for people who are getting into Constructed that aren't super familiar with it would definitely be either the green-red Sarkhan deck or the white splash blue aggro deck, both of which you can find on the standard decks page of my website. I think those are both very reasonable choices. Make their Chemist's Insight sad here.
Hone your prowess.
The climb deck is fine. I don't know. We haven't played a ton with it. We only spent like half a session playing with it. So I don't know that I would make strong statements about it either way. Thanks, Snowstorm. Definitely spent a lot of time and energy trying to make stuff on the website accessible. I think I'm gonna leave that there. That seems fine.
Keep an open mind.
This can't currently draw a card.
I'm known for my excellent fight. Don't
Maybe I'm
worry,
just supposed to
I got
contempt this, since it makes Nikki be a little bit worse, and Teferi. What's the best Bolas deck you've played since War? I don't know. Like, honestly, Grix has been kind of underwhelming. I think it's just a worse Esper in the format. I think that comparison's completely nonsense. I guess in no way, shape, or form related to Esper. It's just fundamentally different.
The immortal Nicol. I know all there is to know. Recklessness and fear are the seeds of disaster. You ripen your bloodline from existence.
Uggin's annoying. Probably just need to get rid of him. It's a shame. It's a shame our opponent's playing good cards like Ugin instead of bad cards like Liliana. They took my baby, Tef. Well, none of those are very good. None of those are very good. At some point I might have a creature, so I guess I'll take that. Yeah, that would be fine for Cut the Line Scholar. They want to play this. They just want to activate Search, huh? I assume we're going to see them draw one here. The glowing red, no. You make me feel things. Let's go ahead, Hagrickson. Oh, Gross Vortex.
I still have much to learn.
I can no longer stand by.
Maybe
and
it's
watch.
wrong to play this out since they're taking Blast Zone to 3, but
Might be a bad idea.
I kind of don't mind just like using my mana to draw a card. This doesn't bounce Planeswalkers. This card would be absurd if it bounced Planeswalkers.
Overwhelming. Those who cannot meditate and prepare.
And thanks for the support as always, Scholar. I appreciate it. 3 Omega, thanks for the Prime support.
Any longer. Reverse.
Welcome to everyone. For my regulars, I'm probably gonna feel like I'm a little bit, seem like I'm a little bit out of it today. That's because I am. Suggestions I'm playing against the Jeskai Super Friends deck. I mean, like, Elder Spell's the easy suggestion, right?
Keep up the pace.
I don't know that I'd call it a grindy deck. It's definitely very interactive. One of the nice things about it is that it closes games out pretty quickly, though. Unfortunately, I'm gonna lose. I guess if I do this and I hit a Tyrant Scorn, I can bounce this. We're gonna lose Teferi here, though. Narset sounds great. I guess if I wouldn't have Thought Erasure there with the Teferi on tap, I could have activated Azcanta. That's pretty good. I guess my sequencing there was bad. I should have used this first to hit that Thought Erasure to clear the Negate. Yeah, that would have been better. And then I could have stuck the Narset, which would have prevented them from drawing with the Scamaster's Insight.
If you wish to surrender,
Thanks, Omega.
I put thoughtfulness before action. There are so many mysteries to uncover.
Oh, the way I tapped, I can't cast Nicol Bolas.
I have just the trick for this.
Alright, thankfully we drew Teferi. Nice critting. Yeah, I really like the Esper Friends deck. Esper Narset's been really powerful. That's cute.
prowess.
So I get a Narset activation plus an Azcanta activation next turn, so pretty good chance that I'm able to kill this Kefnet, at least for a little while. Also gonna look with this.
Keep an open mind.
Sign me up.
Do not defy the desire.
Get him out of there.
Your past is unwritten.
You know what? I'm not done yet.
And then conveniently, Ugin still draws through their Narset, which is nice. Resolves. Actually, maybe I should stop binning things off the top of my deck. I might actually be in danger of running out of cards here.
God, once again.
Ether itself serves me.
Why, you are
Such
all
violence
so
is a
generous.
sin.
No time for a break.
If I shock this in, I can activate Azcanta again here. That's true. That's true. Teferi tucking avoids decking. Alright, so we're through most of our deck at this point.
The fabric of the multiverse obeys me.
You need to take a time out. Let's slow this. Hold that thought.
There are 14 cards in my deck.
All the cosmos are mine to control.
Think we should be okay here. Yep. Yep. How many times are we getting chemisters? How many times are we getting chemisters into the thing there? Too many times? Too many times? Yeah, do I want Cruelty? They're probably going to board in Thief, right? If they didn't have it in the main. An extra Cruelty's probably fine for that, because I've got some Mortifies. I've got Little Tough as well. It's probably not unreasonable. I don't think I want Negate against the blue-black deck. Don't even ask. Thanks for the Prime support. I appreciate it. Welcome, welcome. That seems fine. Yeah, this is a mulligan. Just no blue mana, right? Well, no blue mana. But I appreciate it, Ass. Thanks for keeping me here making content. Hope you're having a good Tuesday. I'm gonna grab Teferi. Maybe that's wrong. Yeah, that's exactly what this is, Jensen. Functional is probably what I would describe this as. It's been functional.
I have just the trick for this.
Doesn't surprise me.
I know 88 ways to hone your prowess. Keep an open mind.
Well.
Meditate and prepare.
The stroke is real awkward. I don't have any discard insight, right? So I think we just jam. Admiral gifting 2 tier 3 subs. Thank you very much for your absurd generosity. And Corv Mix, thank you for the 12 months of support. I have a sword to go with your shield. Thanks for keeping me around. I think I'm just gonna do this and like get stroked. Not at all, Chalky. This is 100% can we do this? Not should we do this. By no means do I think Esper by no means do I think this deck is a competitive improvement to normal Esper.
This isn't your average zombie horde. What a good, mindless minion.
I guess it's gonna let them kill my Narset. And like they have another stroke here for my next thing. And Razor Ox and Billy Zane, thanks for the resubs, I appreciate that. Probably gonna miss more than a couple today.
I was not prepared for this.
Not 100% here and on. They didn't cast the Discovery. So they can still Chemist's Insight here and hit a counterspell for this.
Every exploit ripples through time. Be mindful.
Are you planning to blast zone my Ugin? It's bold. Yikes. Woof. Yay! Die, magic!
This isn't a fight. Time is much more malleable than people think.
I guess I could have played around the dispersal by holding the land there, huh? That would have been, probably would have been ideal.
This is hardly my worst defeat.
See you enter here. Yeah, if I'd have played around the dispersal, we'd be in a pretty reasonable spot. Alright, so you're saying there's a chance.
Those who cannot put thoughtfulness before action.
Alright, let's get lucky
Slow this down.
and bounce this and hit a removal spell for this.
I have a plan.
Oh, ask me what it's like sometime. Ask me what it's like sometime. Oh, yeah. There we go. There we go. Play to your outs. Play to your outs, chat. No gamble, no future. Yep. Just like we drew it up.
I have just the trick for this.
I mean, to be fair, I tried really hard to die. Thankfully, my deck had other plans.
Here goes nothing.
This is gonna tick to 3 here, so we're not ahead by any huge stretch, but we're close to parity.
Mighty
Meant to
warrior.
happen.
I concede.
I guess that's not true because we're gonna get this Contempt back down, so we need to hit again. Yeah, probably dead. Hey, let's go to the next one, shall we?
Secrets.
Is Keftin actually good? I rarely see a trigger. Like, just the stat line on it is, like, pretty reasonable. It's like a 4 or 5 legendary for whatever. It's, like, pretty decent. Sand needs another land or two, but it's got good spells in it. Why no negate? Because I just don't have anything else that I really have room to take out. What card in my deck right now do you think is worse than negate? Have a good one, Admiral. No, I don't think that's sure automatic. A lot of my removal is more expensive in terms of mana. Yay, we died. I don't know the Omni Z. Instead of me telling you you're wrong, tell me why you're right. Do the math. Make an argument. Instead of expecting me to do all the work, I think the beacons are necessary to help splash. Without here's a better way to think about it. The beacons, if they weren't beacons, would need to be red mana, and if they were red mana, they would probably need to be Sulfur Falls. I don't know that they're better than Sulfur Falls. And, like, there, you could, like, make the short-sighted argument that, like, the beacon was the reason we couldn't cast our spells. But the reality of the situation was the fact that we didn't have lands was the reason we couldn't cast our spells, right? So, like, don't make adjustments to your mana base based on the fact that you were unlucky. If you make a change to your deck every time you get a little bit unlucky, you're always going to be making changes to your deck. Magic's a game with an incredible amount of variance in it. Alright, well, basically have to take the fine finality. Ritual of Soot's fine. It's, like, much worse than Kaya's Wrath, but it kind of is what it is. Thanks for the content. I've had a lot of fun with Green Black Citadel. I'm running Diamond Mare in the Bond slot to help not fizzle without Wild Growth Walker on the board. What do you think? I think that sounds much worse than just, like, having, what's his name? Doom Whisperer. I think one of the reasons why the Green Black Citadel deck is good is because it's a collection of playable cards outside of... It's a collection of playable cards when you're not comboing, and, like, Diamond Mare is really just not a constructed playable card. Yeah, agree. Firm agree.
I know.
Sure, Bond of Flourishing is really good.
Oh, I've done the hero thing before.
Bond of Flourishing is a very powerful card. Adds a lot of consistency to your deck. So, like, they're removing a card that adds consistency for a card that's, like, individually very weak. Speaking of Ritual of Soot, I'd really like to rip one right now. Yikes. I think we're dead.
I am what your existence.
Yeah, not having 4 copies of Kaya's Wrath feels really bad. I just don't think you can make the mana work to cast Nick and cast Kaya's Wrath. Yeah, 5 mana, kill your thing, gain 1 life. Not particularly great. Nothing you're interested in writing home about. I assume they're gonna play Jade Light here. Really, they're playing out the Growth Chamber already. Yeah, that seems loose. Would Nova be a consideration? No, the same reason you can't play Kaya's Wrath, you can't play Nova, Mikey. You can't make white consistently. The reason you can't play Kaya's Wrath is because you can't make white mana. There's only 12 white sources in this deck. To cast something like Cleansing Nova or Kaya's Wrath, you need, like, upwards of 15 to 16 at a minimum. Ideally 16 or 17. Maybe, yeah, like, maybe you could, that's a good point. The mana should work. Stop it. Can people just, like, take 30 seconds? Sorry, I'm getting annoyed because I'm not feeling well. Can we just, like, take a deep breath and just think about what I'm saying? Like, I'm saying we can't play the card because it's a double white card, and then, like, people are recommending other double white cards. So those cards also aren't castable or playable in the mana base because they're double white cards, chat. Yes, it's double white. How about Settle, though? No, sweeper effects are white-based, so... Now, one idea that isn't unreasonable, if we wanted to play Kaya's Wrath, another way this deck could be built is we could build it as, like, a Mardu deck with a blue splash for these. Like that. That might not be unreasonable. Now, Massacre Girl's just not a real sweeper. She doesn't actually clear the board most of the time. I could see that not being unreasonable. You, like, give up Narset to, like, to have Kaya's Wrath.
Here we go.
Yeah, I don't know, Clanmaster. Depends on what the numbers end up looking like. It's like miss a land drop and concede. Chemistry Insight is in a rough spot right now in the format with how many little Teferi and little Narset decks there are. Yeah, I only have 6 red sources in my deck that can cast Solar Blaze. So again, I'd encourage all of you talking about 4-color mana bases, especially when you're trying to cast double-colored things and triple-colored things like Nicol Bolas. Trying to fit all of the different pips into the mana base to make it functional is a tall ask. I don't think that's true. I think you're still probably worse Esper control Leaf Blade. Yeah, Narset's a real beating against the Phoenix deck. Watched yesterday's vid where you were talking about subscribers that mostly watch YouTube and came here to tell you that I'm one of them and my resub note popped up. Well, thanks for the support, Hickahawk. I appreciate that. Yeah, I need to, when I do my quarterly sub poll next time, I need to put a thing in there for people that can flag themselves as that. Good draw. My opponent and I are currently playing Magic the Gathering. Yeah, I don't know. I think after playing through some of those games, I would probably want to explore if I wanted to try and make this work being a Mardu deck with a blue splash as opposed to like this Esper-ish deck with a, or like right now this is like a blue-black deck with a white and red splash. I think I might prefer to play it as a black-white deck with a blue and red splash is probably where I would want to end up. So that way I could go ahead and play Kaya's Wrath, because the lack of Kaya's Wrath coming from Esper control felt like a big miss. Although Narset is a very powerful card in this format in general. So if you want to make this work, you probably have to pick or choose either between playing Narset or playing Kaya's Wrath, which almost certainly makes you just a worse Esper control. But if you want to try and have fun by shoving both of these in, you kind of have to pick or choose there. That's awesome, Venu. Alright, Team Morale Finale. Let's do it. Yep, Scholar. I like that. That seems not unreasonable.